Hey YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Sean Austin here again from Sean's Rabbit Channel for Produce, and we're back to another rabbit farming video for you guys. So today we're gonna do a quick one. We're gonna talk a bit about best time to breed. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more right after the intro. Okay, we're back, and today we're talking a bit about best time to breed. Now, I know right off the bat, some of you might be thinking about the best time of day to do breeding, but that's actually not what I'm talking about. However, since we're already there, we'll touch on that also. Now, generally speaking, you should try to do your breeding at cooler times of day. We have observed that you have better success when you do your breeding at the cooler times of day. When I say a higher success rate, I mean higher success in receptivity and also in conception. We've actually had a higher success rate with natural breeding, doing breeding at nights. So ideally you wanna breed early in the morning, like dawn, late in the afternoon, after dusk, and if you can during the night, because nighttime tends to be, generally speaking, a bit cooler than the daytime temperatures. Now obviously, if you work shift and you're getting home at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. in the day is the only time you have to breed, then by all means do your breeding then. Okay, I'm not gonna say don't breed because it's not the cooler time of the day. If that's the time you have to work with, you work with it. Just be mindful that you may in some cases experience a lower success rate, especially with receptivity, those lifting for the buck. Okay, you're gonna see a lot more of that resistance during the warmer hours of the day. But what I am actually talking about in terms of the best time to breed, I mean in terms of commercial production or production on the whole. If your goal is meat production, then obviously you want to sell rabbits all year round. But we still have to be mindful of the fact there are certain seasons during the year when sales are at its peak. One of those being the Christmas season. That is a time that people buy a lot of meat. It hasn't been as extravagant in past years, because a lot of people are kind of holding on to their money now because things are a bit tighter. But you still get more sales for Christmas than you would get any other time of the year. So if you are going to target that Christmas market, you gotta start a breed all now. From now, June, July going down, you're gonna have to start breeding all your does. Okay, because let's look at the math. We are now halfway through June. If you breed your does now, you're gonna have litters mid-July approximately. Okay, let's look at a 3-month growth period. So it's mid-August, mid-September, mid-October. Okay, now that's gonna be a 3-month old rabbit. Now we usually slaughter around that time, 10 to 12 weeks. However, depending on what you intend to do with these rabbits, you can grow them out a bit longer. So for instance, when we're doing our rabbit hams, we usually go to about 4 months to get a little bigger rabbit, you know, for that hamming process. So yeah, so you want to start breeding from June, July, August, going all the way down into Christmas. Now you're targeting Christmas, but for all the months leading up to Christmas, you have to be breeding as well, because right after Christmas comes Carnival, and the Carnival period is another time of year when you have peak sales. Okay, so from June, July, all the way down, you want to be breeding. Don't stop. And a lot of people tend to limit their breeding because they are worried about having too much rabbits to sell. You know, I think that's a good problem. I personally believe that is a good problem to have. It's not one that we've experienced in a long time because we never seem to have enough rabbits. But that if you're starting out, that is something that you shouldn't be too worried about. Never be worried about having too much rabbits. Okay? Because you can then focus on things like packaging. You can do vacuum seal and things like that to increase the shelf life. There are things you can do while you try to market your product, but you can't market a product that you don't have. So don't ever be worried about having too many rabbits. There's a market out there. There's always someone looking for meat to buy. So take my little bit of advice here, if you want, and just breed. Just breed. Don't think about anything else right now. Just breed, produce, and get your numbers up. You can market your rabbits if you have them. You can't if you don't. Yeah, guys. So we have this little section in the corner here. Just give you guys a little peek. You know, this cage. This is one of those 3 compartment. No, sorry, this is one of those 3-tier 12 compartment cages, and I have designated this area for young does that I'm gonna keep. Okay, so when I wean, so like for instance, we had a few litters over here, and what I am doing is I'm actually going through, I'm choosing out the best female, and I'm putting them over in this section here. So like for instance, this is a breeder doe with one of her, well, I can't say kits anymore. Okay, this one has just been left a little too long, but what happened is that I've decided to keep this doe, this young doe. It was a big litter. It was probably 6 or 7, average size litter, but strange enough, out of the majority of them, we only had 1 doe and all the rest were bucks. So I moved them away, and some of them have already been culled for meat, but I'm keeping this young doe right here. So probably by the end of the day, I'll move her across to the other section. I have a couple other litters to wean as well. These guys, yeah, they have gone a little beyond the 5 weeks that we usually work with, but I've just been so busy, guys, you know, and it happens that right now I don't have any interns with me, so it's just me, and there's a lot of work on the farm. Apart from the rabbits, we have the other animals, and we have the crop side of things. So I've just been going for the past couple of weeks, and I just needed to take a little break and catch myself a little bit. So yeah, guys, so I'm gonna leave it there for today. It's a short one. Like I say, as soon as I'm done here, it's off to work. I got a lot of work to do today on the farm, and I don't really have any help today as well, so I need to get cracking. So I'm not gonna go too long. I'll leave it there for today. I hope you guys found this information useful. If you do, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up right now. Let the algorithm know that you like our content and you want to see more of it. Okay, so If it's your first time pulling up, obviously hit the subscribe button. Go back into our archives. There are lots of videos there, you know, on topics that you may be interested in. Go back, have a watch, like, subscribe, share. Okay, so on behalf of my business partner, Sean McLean, Sean Austin, Sean's Rabbitry and Aquaponic Produce, signing out. See you guys in the next video. Peace.